Alex began the armoire drawer box by cutting and assembling a pre-finished maple enclosure. While test fitting the box in its opening, he shows us the removable waterproof floor in the bottom of the cabinet. This armoire is floating over a 6-foot shower pan. Access to the 2 shower drains located under that floor is as easy as pulling out a drawer and slide the floor panel out.
Nice.
While Alex was inside working on the carcass for the lower part of the armoire, Ron was out here. He was edge banding and oiling up the drawer fronts. These drawer faces are walnut, edge banded. There's 4 drawers on the bottom of the armoire. Then on the top is going to be 2 cupboard doors. And that's right here. And what these guys did is they cut the entire armoire, top to bottom, out of 1 sheet of plywood. That way we're grain matched all the way up, top to bottom. So this will get cut in half and edge banded and oiled. And Ron was also working on the tables. These are the Lagoon tables. There's 2 of them, one for each of the front cockpit seats when they swivel around. Factory swivels. In my opinion, that's the only way to go with whatever van platform you're on. Try to get factory swivels. They're far superior than anything aftermarket. But Ron spent a lot of time on these radius corners for these tables. Edge banding was the tough part, to get that edge bander to go all around. You get 1 shot at it, and you know what? I can't even see where the seam is. I mean, you have to start the edge banding, go all the way around, and then end it. Cut it, glue it, sand it, fill it. And to be honest with you, I don't know where. I cannot see the seam. I cannot see the seam. Where does this edge banding start and end? Jeez. Nice. Alex also built the picture window jamb using more of that beautiful walnut. He inserted weather strip into a saw kerf on the back edge to just barely kiss the van glass for a nice silent seal. So Ron got the rear bulkhead in place, and it's a beauty. It's a nice big walnut bulkhead, and it just goes up just a couple inches to hold his mattress in place. And then we came down just far enough below my framework in order to put our water fill. Typically, I use this freshwater deck fill from the boating world. Can you see that? Too much sun. But we're making a little change this time. Instead of using this fresh water fill, I ordered another one of the hydrants that I have on the side of the van. So I put one of these outdoor washdowns on this van, like I did on the Vagabond van. Oh. Well, should I leave that in? Well, you saw it. I'll try it again. You know, that's where we do the warm wash down on the outside of the van. You can use that as an inlet as well. So that should be here this week, and we're going to install that here. So that little spigot that you twist into the fitting, it's got a valve on it. You keep that on your fresh water hose coiled up here. You bring it over, you click it in, turn the valve, fill the tank, click it, pull it out. Easy peasy. So Sam went on a 3-day excursion to Hershey for the RV show. And it was a nice shakedown cruise for him. Besides testing the systems and making sure that everything worked properly, he got a chance to see what he likes and doesn't like in terms of design. So we are making a few changes. One thing that Sam decided was the 2 Orion DC to DC chargers, 30 amps apiece, is not going to be sufficient for his lifestyle. Yes, we have the 630 amp hour lithium battery from Lithionics, and that's a beast, but he does a lot of cooking with crock pots and things like that. He wants the second alternator on a ProMaster. So I ordered it from Nations. I got the whole kit, 280 amps while he's driving, 180 amps of charging at idle, a Balmar voltage regulator. I knew that this might be the case in the future, so I have already run the sense wire for the Balmar regulator. It's already up front. We just have to make the connection. It comes all the way back here to the BMS harness. And I left room to run my 4-aught cable from that new alternator all the way back to my bus bars. Now, I didn't want to run the 4-aught cable in anticipation of him wanting the second alternator in the future because it's expensive. 4-aught is very expensive. But it turns out he wants it, and I ordered it, and I'm putting it in. I've got the holes drilled. I just have to route the wires. I got Gus coming on Saturday to install this alternator, and we're off to the races. He loves the power bed, absolutely loves it. They had a blast with that, up, down, very nice. What else? On a more serious note, a heartbreaking one, I might add. Sam sent me a text video from his trip to Hershey. In torrential rains, the air conditioner was leaking. Yeah, I hadn't heard anything, and you know, no news is always good news, but then this video popped up.
Hi George, I'm afraid we do have a leak. This is, we're above the composting toilet, dripped onto the table there, and see drips here on the AC and coming down from this light.
And I spent about 2 hours with my head in my hands like that, commiserating with myself. And then I snapped out. I put my big boy pants back on, started thinking about why, how, and what can we do to fix it. The water was running down here. It was coming out this hi-hat. Sam said, George, I think one of your guardian angels was with me on the trip because the water was dripping right into the shower pan. I didn't even have to clean it up. I'm thankful that Sam can look at a situation like this and make a joke and laugh about it. It's not the end of the world. And he said, George, you're not perfect. I'm going to see if I can get him to take that back. But he's been very good, very understanding. So we're going to fix it. Yeah, things happen. Things go wrong. You got to get them fixed. This won't be too big of a deal. Alex and I have already put our heads together, and we have a pretty good idea of why this happened, because it has to do with the torquing of the 4 bolts that hold the air conditioner down on the roof. You've got a big dense foam gasket that's about 1.25 inches thick, and you're supposed to torque that gasket compresses and fills in all the voids around the perimeter. I don't think we torqued it enough. We torqued it to manufacturer's spec, but I torqued Dr. Stevens, Mr. and Mrs. Sprinter, I torqued theirs, same exact unit, same exact install. I torqued theirs a little further. So I texted him, I said, on your 3-week trip, 6,500 miles, did you encounter any rain? And he said, oh yeah, torrential downpours, hail, we hit it all. It was like a vision quest. No leaks? No leaks. I think it has to do with torquing.